What up, people? How y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. I decided to come make a video because 30 years ago this week, or today, actually, April 29th, 1992, we marked the 30-year anniversary of the LA riots. And if you don't remember or don't know, that stems from the year prior of the Rodney King beating. Rodney King was a motorist that was being chased by the police because he failed to pull over, or was trying to do a traffic stop. He didn't pull over, and they chased him, and he eventually pulled over. He had, I believe, two other passengers with him, but he was driving. Rodney King was driving, and he was pulled out of the car and beat by some LAPD officers. 4 officers, I believe, were end up being charged in the beating of Rodney King. Excuse me. They were eventually acquitted. Yeah, they were eventually acquitted of beating Rodney King, meaning they found them all not guilty, even though there was a videotape showing him getting beat. And thus, the riots jumped off. And it was a week or so of looting and burning down businesses, people getting injured, some people died. You know, Reginald Denny, of course, the infamous Reginald Denny beating, where those guys, I think it was like 3 or 4 or 5 black guys beat Reginald Denny in the middle of Florence and Normandy. And that's where the flashpoint happened, was Florence and Normandy, where it all started. And a lot of businesses that got burned down never came back. Some did, but a few did, but a lot of them never did. And also, too, in the year prior to that, we had the death of Natasha Harlan, the young black girl that was accused of being stealing, and the Asian lady shot her and killed her in her store, and all she got was probation. So we were already heated about a lot of things on top of it. So with those 4 police officers getting acquitted for Rodney King's beating was just too much, and it's overbearing for the communities, the black community especially, and Latino people. So everybody just took to looting and burning down stuff. Now, you know, we tried to save the black businesses, but that were open or whatever, but a lot of the black businesses got burned down. I remember it like it was yesterday. And because on that day of the day one of the riot started, I was just getting off work, and I missed the verdict, and I wanted to try to get home to see the news. So I got off work, and I was on the bus then, MTA or RTD at then, and so I finally made it home. And after I got off my second bus, I was walking home. I seen people running around, leaving, whatever, but I really didn't trip until I got all the way to my house. And back then, I lived in a neighborhood called the Jungle, or AKA Baldwin Village, and people were running around, screaming and yelling. You know, oh man, that shit is messed up. People were using cuss words. Man, they got them guys off, man. F this, F that. You know, people were screaming and yelling. I'm like, man, what's happening? So I finally made it to the house, and I was like, what's going on? My mom was like, look at the news. And that's when I noticed, or watched the news, that those guys got off and were acquitted. So that's why people were running around upset. And it was just a day or a time I'll never forget. And I just never seen so much destruction and chaos and people getting hurt, and police coming around, and so many different police agencies back then that I never knew we had. You know, we just realized we had, marshals, state police, school police, MTA, RTD police, postal police. I mean, National Guard was out, and they had implemented curfews and martial law, and if you got caught on the street, you'd be arrested. And you know, I remember some of my people in my neighborhood got shot, got hurt behind it, but it was just a lot of looting. And there was one black minister where I think my mother knew the owners, or we knew the owners. It was a kids' clothing store. We tried to save the business, but unfortunately, they burned it down. They burned down, looted this liquor store. They almost tried to get in Ralph, but they didn't. But a lot of businesses got looted, and it was unfortunate. And where I'm at now, I'm at my job on Business and Western. Used to be a J.J. Newberry's here, and they say here a guy ran in but never came out. Then after everything was clear, they started demolishing. That's when they went in and found his body. I think 5 years ago, when the 25th anniversary, Mark Brown came around and did a report, did a story about it on the 25th anniversary. You know, a lot of things changed. A lot of laws changed. A lot of things got implemented from that. You know, and it was a crucial time. A lot of people ended up getting arrested afterwards, I guess, from when the police can find them. There was this gun store called Gun Depot on Western and Manchester. They looted that, and to this day, they still can't find a lot of those guns that were taken out of that store. But like I said, it was very interesting for me to see this, you know, then my mother to see it, you know, live through it, and, you know, see the watch riots. At the same time, you know, that happened in the 60s, late 60s. That was before I was born. So yeah, you know, just a crazy time. And unfortunately, Rodney King is no longer living. And his daughter was 8 at the time, and she heads up a foundation in his name, you know, to help curb violence or try to help the communities. You know, but like I said, a lot of businesses were gone, and a lot of anger was directed mostly at a lot of Asian businesses, you know, Asian people. But yeah, a lot of businesses never returned. Well, when that this actually went out of business, and it's unfortunate that it's now here it is in the last 5 to 10 years, maybe 15 years, that people are being invested back into the communities now. But you know, a lot of stuff has been going on since then, and there's a lot of officer brutality on minorities, and it's nothing has really changed. Things have gotten actually worse as far as racial tensions in the urban areas, especially here in Los Angeles, with officers killing minorities for no reason, pulling them out their cars for no reason, and sweating you because you're videotaping them. And it's sad. It's very sad that we haven't really changed. We haven't really changed. And I just wish that we as a people would have gotten better. But things have, like I said, progressively gotten worse. We've had lots of people, especially black people, get killed by the police lately over the last 10, 15 years. Trayvon Martin was one of the first. George Floyd, Michael Brown, all these different people that's gotten killed at the hands of the police over trivial shit. Some of those police officers got charged, not all of them. Some got fired, some got to keep their jobs. Then the ones that did get prison sentences, like this one chick, she got 2 years. One police officer got 2 years over a shooting. And it saddens me to see that. And then, you know, we can't even get along. We can't even do better. And then now we have these young kids doing these crazy follow home robberies, and, you know, the DA didn't switch laws where stuff doesn't matter about the laws or crime anymore. And it's things have really gotten out of hand, you know, as far as the judicial system, the police, and even us as a community. We're doing things now that doesn't even make sense, you know, and we can't even, you know, you can't even go to the park. You can't even go to the park or the beach without even a white person telling us we can't even be there, or asking us what we're doing, or go in our own apartment building, or whatever, without a white person trying to question us. You know, you're like, what the fuck? I live here, you know. And in 2022, it's crazy how the racism has really got out of hand, especially when Donald Trump got in office. It's just the racists come out of the woodworks, you know. And but over the last 30 years since the Rodney King incident, the riots, nothing's really changed for the better. Yeah, we got new businesses or new property or new this or new that, but things have gotten way worse. And doesn't seem like anything is going to get better anytime soon. But they keep passing these crazy laws, and the police just find an excuse to arrest you for no reason. You know, and it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame that, you know, we have to be subject to this type of system, this type of hate, craziness in this time. You know, and then the kids, I feel sorry for the kids because, you know, I remember when I was a kid, we used to want to be police officers. We used to want to do certain things, want to protect our neighborhoods. Now, you don't see kids talking about they want to be a police officer because they're scared of the police, just like their parents or their grandparents, you know, or great-grandparents. You know, that the stuff we all go through with dealing with the police, they see it, you know, and they're in fear themselves. So they think the police go put guns on them, you know, and shoot them. And, you know, and then especially I saw this video of this, I guess, kid was eight or 10, how they treated him over a bag of chips. You know, and it's like, wow, really? You know, and then, you know, you understand why. I mean, it's not right, but you understand why the police are getting shot at or getting shot. But like I said, it's not right. It's not the right thing to do because two wrongs don't make it right. But the hatred is there. The hatred is there. And it's very unfortunate that in this day and age that, like Rodney King said, we all just need to get along. We all can't get along. And I don't know. I don't know what the next 20 years is going to bring, the next 30 years is going to bring, the next 40, 50 years, you know, if we all live that long. And just got to give it to God and pray on it. But it's too bad we're celebrating an anniversary of negativity, not positivity. And too bad Rodney King can't be here to see the things that are going on. Pretty sure he's looking down and saying, oh my God, it's getting worse. So, I don't know. So, but hey, man, it's the 30th anniversary of the LA riots where a lot of stuff got burned down. And we got to make a change, people. We got to make a change. Got to do things for the better of our communities, our city, where, you know, just wherever we go, we got to make things better. Holla back. Subscribe to my channel. Hope you like this channel.